Nicholas is a creative young man who loves art and enjoys social and creative work. He didn't go to university. After finishing school, he worked with different art, social, and environmental groups and organizations and has learned to adapt to change. Maria is a dynamic young woman with a degree in business administration. Her dream is to become an entrepreneur, combining work with her passion. She enjoys reading books and articles about successful businesses. She has adopted the polished style of business professionals in her appearance, is highly organized, and strives to keep everything in order to function efficiently. Before we watch the video together, let me tell you a few things about the story, so it's easier to follow. In our story, the local municipality gives a space to be used for something special. A social enterprise. In this space, there is a small cafe and a place where people can meet and do things together. Two young people, Maria and Nicholas, take the lead. They are responsible for running the cafe and organizing the activities. Along the way, they face some challenges, but through these, they learn how to solve problems, make decisions, and work as a team. Just like real entrepreneurs. This video is not only about Maria and Nicholas. It's also about you, about how we can all learn to think in creative and practical ways, and how we can make a difference in our community. So, let's watch the story and see what ideas it brings to mind. Maria and Nicholas are excited about their growing eco-friendly bag business, but they notice new competitors entering the market. They must find a way to differentiate themselves and stand out.
Nicholas, have you seen these new businesses? They're selling eco-friendly bags just like ours.
That's tough. How do we compete with them?
We need to focus on what makes us different. Let's list our strengths.
Alright, let's start with customer service and custom designs.
Maria and Nicholas decide to use their strengths to navigate the competitive market. They brainstorm ways to make their business stand out.
This is overwhelming. What if people choose the other brands?
Instead of worrying, let's focus on what we do best. Our bags are customizable, and we care about sustainability.
Right. What if we work with local artists to create exclusive designs?
That's a great idea. And we'll emphasize our satisfaction guarantee in our marketing.
Nicholas notices that employees at their business have different types of contracts. He is confused about the difference between self-employment and salaried employment.
Maria, why do some people work full-time for us, while others are freelancers?
Freelancers, like designers and accountants, are self-employed. They work on projects and manage their own schedules.
And our cafe employees?
They are salaried workers, meaning they get a fixed income and benefits like paid leave.
Nicholas and Maria discuss the pros and cons of self-employment versus salaried employment.
I like the idea of self-employment, but isn't it risky?
Yes, you control your work, but income isn't always steady.
And salaried jobs are more secure, but you have less flexibility?
Exactly. It depends on your skills, preferences, and life situation.
Nicholas realizes he needs to improve his financial knowledge. Maria introduces him to the basics of financial literacy.
Maria, I never really learned how to manage money. Can you teach me?
Of course. Financial literacy is about budgeting, saving, and investing wisely.
Where do I start?
Let's create a simple budget to track income and expenses.
Maria and Nicholas sit down to create a budget for their business. Maria explains that having a clear financial plan helps them make informed decisions and avoid unnecessary expenses.
Maria, how do we even start creating a budget?
First, we list our income sources, like cafe sales and online orders. Then, we track our expenses, rent, materials, and marketing.
That makes sense. So, if expenses are higher than income, we need to adjust?
Exactly. Budgeting helps us see where we can cut costs or increase revenue.
Nicholas learns about the importance of balancing income and expenses. Maria explains how understanding cash flow helps them stay financially stable.
So, income is all the money coming in, and expenses are all the money going out?
Exactly. The goal is to have a positive cash flow, earning more than we spend.
What if we have more expenses than income?
Then we need to either cut unnecessary costs or find ways to increase revenue.
Maria introduces Nicholas to the importance of saving money. She explains why every business and individual should have an emergency fund.
I never thought about setting money aside for emergencies.
It's crucial. Unexpected expenses, like equipment repairs, can come up anytime.
How much should we save?
A good rule is to save at least 10% of income every month for emergencies.
Maria explains the basics of investing to Nicholas, showing how small investments can grow their business over time.
I've heard about investing, but isn't it risky?
Some investments are risky, but there are also safe options like savings accounts and bonds.
So, we could reinvest some profits into better materials or advertising?
Exactly. Smart investments help businesses grow without taking on too much risk.
Maria and Nicholas reflect on their financial journey, discussing what they've learned and how they plan to keep improving.
We've learned so much about budgeting, saving, and investing.
I feel more confident managing money now. What's our next goal?
Let's set a long-term financial plan for the business, like opening a second location in the future.
That sounds amazing. With smart financial planning, we can make it happen.